Last open water dive left. The name of the dive set will be Deep Blue. That's probably one of my favorite places to dive. It's a good drift. Whenever I have a student who wants to do a drift dive specialty, that I bring them there. Or, for example, during the advanced course, they want to do a drift dive. Also, I'm going there. I haven't been there since April last year. Why? Just because of this, we were not able to dive there. Usually I'm doing that dive site from the boat because it's a drift. But since both of us, we are breathing pretty okay, right? So then I decided to go from the beach. I did it once, but then we finished the dive. There was a strong current against us. So that finally we were forced to go out on not really particular place where you should go out. So finally we were going up the really steep stairs through the territory of some villa. The villa staff wasn't really happy about that. So and then finally I was looking for the car and walk around 1 kilometer in the mid of the day. We are going to drift almost all the way to Japanese, and then the car will pick us up. Anyways, our driver is informed that probably we will come up somewhere else, so he knows. At the moment it's a good current. Maybe you think I'm irresponsible to bring the student in a current. The current is really moderate, and it's actually a good experience, and it's a good example what can happen if you're diving in a current, because it's so interesting to look at the people who just finish their open water diver course and then they are going to Komodo. Komodo, it's a really strong current. What you cannot do there with your 4 dives and with no experience with a current. So that's why I would like to give this experience to Dmitry. So that's my plan. See you later. Wrong beach. So we're swimming to the next one. You know, I never planned to be a diving instructor, full-time diving instructor. And if you ask me why, then I can actually easily answer to this question, because even now, after all these years of being instructor, I understand that you cannot exist as only instructor, especially if you're going to be only seasonal instructor. When you're working as an instructor, it's just enough to pay for your food, accommodation, and maybe also a flight ticket back home. That's it. If you want to be good in something, you have to do this thing a lot. And that's really true. As more you teach people, as better you become. There's always this balance. When you do something a lot, then you have to enjoy the process. If you don't enjoy the process, you start cutting corners. And that's the biggest problem, because if the people do it for money, first of all, they cannot really transfer this enjoyment to the people, and the second thing is that they start cutting corners. Teach people diving never been my dream. Probably that's the only way for me to progress, because when I'm teaching someone, then I'm actually progressing through these things. And probably only now I can really tell you why I still keep going, just because I like to motivate, inspire and help people, and that's something that's mostly I'm doing the same to myself. I'm just constantly motivating and inspiring me to do something, even I'm not really sure, or it's kind of I would like to give up, but I still motivate, inspire myself and just keep going. And it can be everything, any hobby through which one you can do the same thing, inspire, motivate and help people. We just found, in some point we found diving, and it started simply as a hobby and it grew up into something we do full time. So that's why my message to everyone who wants to live from diving, teaching diving, guiding diving, traveling diving. So think a little bit deeper into this. Think about some backup. I don't know, Bitcoin, I don't know, whatever. Because you have to understand, at the moment we are living at the time of the quarantine. We are kind of in a trouble, and we're thinking that when the borders will be open, then everything will accidentally happen. I don't think so, because people will never spend the last money for the hobbies when they have a primary needs like food, where to live, from what to pay the bills. And that's what actually happening at the moment, because people are struggling. It's not only in the tourism industry, it's everywhere. Like, it's everyone who's serving people at the moment, like cafes, restaurants, all around the world, everybody's struggling. And as I remember from the world crisis, when I moved to the Philippines, it took a couple of years to recover, and before people started to spend money for the hobbies again. So that's why if you want to become a diving instructor or be in this industry at all, definitely do it, but always think about the backup. I know a lot of people who's working in the warehouses back home for 6 months, and then 6 months they are living their dream. It's definitely better to live dream than to give up on your dreams. I hope this episode doesn't sound too pessimistic. That's definitely not something I wanted to do. I just wanted to be realistic. And that's something what I've been thinking about all this pandemic time. All right, thank you very much for watching. Subscribe, follow, and see you tomorrow again. Bye.